Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome to my highlight analysis of the Packers and Bears game last night. 10-3 victory for the Green Bay Packers. This was the first game of the entire NFL season, the NFL's 100th season. Two very historic franchises. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you an analysis of kind of things that I saw in the highlights. And remember, I'm just a fan. I'm not an official, NFL writer or anything. So just take my opinions with a grain of salt. But I have seen a lot of football, and, I like to share my thoughts on individual highlights that occurred throughout the game. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, here's the first play I'm going to talk about. 3rd and 9 early in the first quarter. This is Blake Martinez getting right up the middle. This is excellent pressure by the Packers. I believe, let's see here. Let's watch this play. Yeah, he just goes completely unblocked and gets to Trubisky, and that was kind of a foreshadowing of what was to come with this Packers defense all night. That was a big 3rd down early in the game to get off the field and, you get them out of field goal range. Really, really good start for the Packers defense there. Here's a Packers offensive play I want to talk about, and it's a pretty good play design, it's a first down, it's a quick throw. Watch how Aaron Rodgers throws this football here, and I'm going to be pointing this out a lot throughout the night. Watch how he throws it. He does not step into that throw. He uses his entire arm strength. That was not an interception, by the way. It looked like it might have been off of Graham's foot, but Aaron Rodgers just completely underthrows this football, and it's a 2-yard pass. He's got to be able to make that throw, even if it's only a couple yard gain. That's something that's a little bit concerning to me early on here. 3rd and 10 on the same possession here, early first quarter. This was really the only play I saw Khalil Mack make all night. You see he's lined up right there as the 3rd defensive lineman here. He's going to just bust right through Billy Turner and get to Rodgers, take him down, or at least create the pressure that eventually takes him down, knock the football out of his hands. That was... when I saw that play at first, I was like, man, this is going to be a really, really rough night. And offensively, it kind of was for Green Bay. But, that was really the last we saw of Khalil Mack all night. And this is 8:44 in the first quarter. He was really bottled up by David Bakhtiari all night long. First play of the second quarter here. And this is just an awful, awful decision by Mitchell Trubisky. And he was making a lot of decisions like this. He was forced out of the pocket early. He has to throw. It should have been an interception. Kevin King should have caught that pass. But really, if you're Mitchell Trubisky, you're better served just running the ball and, taking a yard or two and punting the football away. That was just not a good throw, not a good decision by him, and we saw it time and time again throughout the night. This was the first big Packers offensive play of the night. And it's an interesting play design, not really something we saw a whole lot in the later years of the McCarthy era. It's kind of a double play action. They fake the handoff, fake the end around, and Rodgers is going to find MVS deep for the first big play of the night for the Packers offense. But really, as happy as I was that this play was made, the goal is really to get it in the hands of the receiver when they're that wide open. But, watch the way Aaron Rodgers throws this football. He steps into it a little bit because it's such a deep throw, but he's still mostly relying on his arm strength to make this throw. And I can't help but feel like if he steps into that throw, it might have been a touchdown. And I'm not complaining about that because we still scored on the possession, but, this is a play that maybe... even just a few years ago, Aaron Rodgers is right on the money, and it's a touchdown. This is a really interesting play, and this is kind of vintage Aaron Rodgers, and it also shows what Jimmy Graham is capable of in this new Packers offense. This was the first and only touchdown scored of the night. Rodgers gets the Packers offense up to the line quick, and he kind of just flicks his wrist, throws it up for grabs. At first, when I saw this play, I thought he was throwing it I didn't think he really had a target in mind here, but when he threw it, it landed right into the arms of Jimmy Graham, and that's really what you want with Jimmy Graham because he's such a big target. You can just throw it in his vicinity, and he's going to pull it down, and that's exactly what he did in this play. Hopefully, we see a lot more of that this season from Graham. Crucial 3rd and 1 in the second quarter, early second quarter. And this just shows how dominant the Packers front was all night. You've got Kenny Clark and Adrian Amos coming up the middle to make this play here. Clark just swims through his defender, and that was just I mean, watch the... Oh, sorry, this is the previous play. I think Clark is right there. Just watch him. He just tosses the offensive lineman away like it's nothing. Like, he just swims right through him and is able to get there. And that's just how talented that guy truly is. 3rd and 14 play, 2:19 in the second quarter. This is the first time we see Darnell Savage make a play, and boy, what a play it was. He almost gets himself a pick there, breaks up the pass to Allen Robinson. Really, really excited about this rookie. I can't wait to see him play some more next week. This play didn't have a whole lot of significance, seeing as how the Packers ended up punting anyways. But still, I mean, this is just entertaining to watch him. I mean, he throws a shovel pass on 3rd and 7 for a first down. That's Aaron Favre right there, for those of you who remember Favre doing that all the time. But now the Packers didn't score on this play, but I just want to point out another thing with Aaron Rodgers here. This is a Hail Mary attempt from the 50-yard line. And with 8 seconds left in the quarter, and Rodgers once again not really stepping into the throw, and the throw it's short of the end zone. Like, we've seen this guy throw Hail Marys off his back foot from a similar location on the field, and that one he couldn't even get to the end zone. And it's just an example of his arm strength kind of deteriorating, and it's getting... I'm not going to say it's like a huge deal, because Aaron Rodgers still has one of the best arms in the league, but it's certainly something to notice, and it's certainly something that I hope he notices and tries to adapt his game, because he just cannot continue to throw the ball the way he does without actually stepping into his throws. 3rd and 15, third quarter. This is a sack that the Packers take. This ball, at first he's got a pretty clean pocket here, but this ball... It's got to come out, even if it's only for a few yards. You're at the 40-yard line, you got to give Crosby a chance to kick the field goal. You can't take a sack in this situation. I was really frustrated by the decision-making here from Rodgers. He's either got to break it, I would assume, to the right here, because he has an opportunity right here. Of course, he still has a clean pocket at this point, but right here, that's when I would have broken it to the right, but he kind of just like... panics and falls, collapses under the rush. And this is another example of his athleticism just kind of declining. I mean, maybe a younger Aaron Rodgers is able to escape that, but not this Aaron Rodgers. And, you know, he's got to get rid of that ball quicker, especially when you're risking field goal range at this point. One here, again, early in the third quarter. This was just a really bad play call by the Bears. I mean, I'm not really sure what they were doing here. It's kind of like a RPO, and there's not really a guy open here, and he's already got 2 defenders on his back now, Amos and Kenny Clark. I mean, just run the ball. It's an inch that you have to get. But or no, not Amos. It was Preston Smith. Sorry, but the Packers are able to wrap him up, make a really nice defensive play on it. Last year's Packers, I want to say, might miss that tackle, and he might stumble forward for a first down, but in this game, the Packers' defense was really, really good at tackling and making sure that guys didn't get loose into the open field. Here's Trubisky on a 2nd and 5 towards the end of the third quarter here. And this is a pretty good throw to, I think this is Allen Robinson, yeah. But Tramon Williams makes an even better play on it. The veteran awareness to know where the sideline is. He pushes him out before he's able to get both feet in bounds, and that was a really crucial play by the Packers defense towards the end of this game here. 4th and 10 here with 4 minutes in the third quarter. They're at their 33-yard line here. This is usually a situation where you see a field goal kicker. But, I mean, they're going for it on 4th and 10, which seems unnecessarily risky in this point in the game, you know. So this just shows me, you know, the Bears don't trust their kicker, and they're more willing to go for it on a 4th and 10 here. And, you know, if they kick the field goal and they make it in this situation, it's an entirely different football game. But I'm just really surprised that they didn't at least try the field goal. And, of course, the drive stalls because the Packers defense is all over Trubisky. But, I mean, I think that was a really bad choice by the Bears coaching staff to go for it there. 3rd and 17 at the end of the third quarter here. This play does not count, and there was a flag on it anyways for holding by the Packers. But this is proof that, you know, I've said a lot of bad things about Rodgers' arm strength, but he's still got a pretty good arm, you know. This is quite the throw across your body, across the field. I mean, to Jimmy Graham, and if he's able to make that catch, I mean, that's quite the impressive play. That is vintage Aaron Rodgers right there. So not all hope is lost in that department, let me tell you that. Early fourth quarter. I just wanted to show you guys that. That was funny. First time seeing Trevor Davis's name called tonight. And this is Rodgers on the play action. Kind of throws it a little bit low, but still gets it to Davis, and that's a really, really big play on a 2nd and 9 deep in your own territory. More vintage Aaron Rodgers here, escaping the pocket, throwing on the run. Yes, it's to a wide open wide receiver, or tight end, I should say, Robert Tonyan. But still, really, really nice play by Rodgers. Kept the drive alive on a 2nd and 13, and this was a huge, huge drive for the Packers late in the game. Really, really important that they got at least some points on this drive, and they eventually did. Here's a really, really, really important play in the fourth quarter. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left. Trubisky gets pressured by Preston Smith and Rashawn Gary. And if that doesn't happen, this might be a touchdown and a tie game. It also might be a touchdown and a tie game if Raven Green doesn't stick his arm out inadvertently at the end there. He was not intending to do that, and that broke up the play, and that essentially saved a touchdown for the Packers and set up what would be the game-winning interception by Adrian Amos, which we'll get to in just a second here. Really, really, really nice play by Jair Alexander here to knock the ball out of the tight end's hands. Looked like a sure catch, setting up a 3rd and short, but Jair is able to knock it out, and that sets up 3rd and long. That's a really, really big difference, and that sets up, just like the play before it, the play of the game that will come right after this. 10, the play clock winding down, the game clock winding towards the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 10, biggest down of the game so far. He gets pressured by Preston Smith, and Adrian Amos comes up with the interception. But, I mean, I don't really know what in the world Mitchell Trubisky is trying to do here. And this is something that I found interesting. I've seen a lot of guys post about this on Twitter, social media. Trubisky is awful throwing to his left. He is so bad at throwing to his left here. And this is really, not only is it a really bad decision, it's just a really inaccurate ball. And I get that he is pressured here by Smith and Gary, but still, I mean, you've got to eat that, or, I mean, you just can't risk it in this situation in the game here. But right there, right to Amos, I mean, you can't ask for a better finish for the Packers than that, getting an interception from Amos, the former Bear, with 1:58 left in the game to essentially seal it for the Packers. 4th and 8, 1:09 left. Game is over if the Bears don't get this here. Watch Preston Smith. I'm going to point this out. He's in the neutral zone or he's offsides. I'm going to say that right now. I mean, it probably wouldn't have mattered anyways, but I thought that was kind of funny that the officials missed that. I mean, it kind of evened out with the amount of missed calls that went the other way too, but I just thought it was really funny that they didn't get that. That looked pretty obvious live to me, but Preston Smith is going to swim right through on a stunt blitz and get to Trubisky and end the game. And once again, I mean, it's the additions that the Packers made this offseason, especially on the defensive side of the ball, that really won them this game and are going to make this season so much different from last. All right, guys, there you have it. Dominating defensive performance from the Packers, holding the Bears to just 3 points. Obviously, lots of plays that I talked about, lots more that I could have talked about, but for the sake of time, I cut a lot of those out. So forgive me if there was a play that you wanted to see that I didn't talk about. But until next week, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be trying to do these every single week. Let me know what you guys think of these in the comment section below. I did a few of them last year, didn't get a whole lot of views, but now with my larger audience this year, I just wanted to test it out and see how well it would do this year. But thanks for watching, guys. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at @oversports41512 and on Instagram username Jacob_Obert. And I'll see you guys next time. Go Pack, go.